First tonight, crash in rural part of Larimer County has killed 3 young people. This happened off Highway 287 near Livermore, about 25 miles northwest of Fort Collins.
9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles is live from Colorado State Patrol's northern office. Jenny.
Yeah, guys, Colorado State Patrol is leading this investigation, still trying to figure out what exactly happened that caused that crash on that rural road today. We know it happened around 2:45 this afternoon on a rural highway about halfway between Fort Collins and the Wyoming border. CSP tells us there was just one vehicle involved in this crash. 3 people inside that car died, an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 21-year-old. We're told 2 other people were hurt. They had minor injuries. And even hours after the crash today, emergency crews were still out there working on the scene, trying to steer the little bit of traffic that was out there at that time around it, and the vehicle was still off the side of the road. There are still so many unknowns, including what caused this vehicle to crash. We asked police, was this like a rollover, an animal, some other factors? Still unknown, something they're looking at this hour. And of course, we also don't know who was in that car when this happened. Questions, of course, we'll continue to ask, guys.
All right, Jennifer Meckles reporting. Thank you, Jenny.
The sole Aurora police officer found guilty in the death of Elijah McClain is now appealing his conviction. Randy Rodema is facing 14 months in jail and 4 years of probation after a jury convicted him of criminally negligent homicide and third-degree assault. Rodema is one of 3 officers who stopped and restrained McClain after a 911 caller reported he seemed sketchy. McClain was unarmed. He didn't do anything wrong. Officers put him in a neck hold and paramedics injected him with a deadly dose of ketamine. He died 3 days later. Today, Rodema's attorney filed an appeal asking judges to consider a number of questions, including whether there was sufficient evidence to convict him. Rodema is set to start serving his sentence next month. 2 other officers were found not guilty in McClain's death. 2 paramedics were convicted and will be sentenced in March and April.
Mountains got another round of snow today. This is some video from Loveland Ski Area this afternoon.
Yeah, we've got clear skies here in the metro area. And finally, we have some nice weekend weather. Kathy, it almost sounds like a trick.
I know. For the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've had snow and cold every Friday and Saturday, but not this week. As a matter of fact, on radar and satellite, we're seeing that all of the showers have come to an end across the state. We're seeing clearing from north to south. Our storms quickly dropping into the southeast, where it's going to become a severe weather producer tomorrow for about 7 states. Skies are clear here in Denver tonight. Temperatures have cooled back into the mid-30s after topping out in the mid-40s today. That cold north wind is easing. Up in the high country earlier this evening on Vail Pass, this is what it looked like. Snow showers continued right into the early evening, but now the snow has come to an end up there. All the winter weather and travel advisories have canceled out, and for the most part, the snow in the high country is done. So that means a great ride up there tomorrow to get into the skiing conditions and the riding conditions, which will be so great with the snow that we've had almost all week long in the northern and central mountains. Denver's clear. Temperatures already in the mid-30s. Will drop probably another 10 degrees once we get past midnight. And we just have a nice Friday coming up for you. The lead off of a very warm weekend with lots of sunshine and temperatures above average. We'll have all of that in the extended forecast in detail in just a bit.
Today in City Park, former Denver Mayor Wellington Webb and his wife, former State Rep Wilma Webb, condemned the recent vandalism of the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. That statue was dedicated in 2002 during Webb's time as mayor. Earlier this week, somebody ripped off a torch from the memorial and took a plaque honoring African-American veterans.
In this special town, we don't let people take down what's valuable to us. Whether it's Chinese, whether it's black, whether it's brown, whether it's Jewish, we're going to all work together to make sure Denver is a city that protects all of its citizens and residents.
Webb said he plans to lead the effort to raise money for the repairs. The artist estimates that could cost anywhere from $75,000 to $100,000. Denver police are asking for help finding a former funeral director accused of hiding a body in a hearse at his rental home. Miles Harford has an arrest warrant out for abuse of a corpse, forgery, and theft. Last week, investigators found the body of a woman who died in 2022 sitting inside a hearse in the backyard of his home. They also found the cremains of at least 30 people inside the home. Harford owned Apollo Funeral and Cremation Services in Jefferson County. Police say he had been cooperating with the investigation, but now they say he hasn't turned himself in and they don't know where he is. If you know anything, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
A cyber attack is causing problems for military pharmacies around the world, including in Fort Carson. The military health system says somebody hacked the prescription processing company Change Healthcare. Evans Army Community Hospital says its pharmacies can still fill prescriptions. It's just going to take a little bit longer than usual. There's no timeline for when the problem will be fixed.
The man known as the Afternoon Delight Bandit, accused of robbing 2 banks in Brighton, is in custody tonight. FBI Denver said today that they identified and arrested the guy. He's accused of robbing the TBK Bank off North 4th Avenue on February 6th and the Bank of Colorado off North 50th on Monday. Authorities say both times he demanded money, then took off. The nickname comes from the time of day, not anything else. Charges will come from the DA's office. A few marijuana dispensaries in Denver are facing thousands of dollars in fines for not locking up their product at night. After a string of burglaries at dispensaries, the city passed a rule requiring cannabis businesses to put their money and their marijuana in a safe overnight. Not every shop's following the rules, like McKenna Dispensary on South Broadway, which was broken into last year. An inspection by the city found the dispensary was not moving its cannabis from the sales floor into a safe after hours.
There has been a few businesses that the city has unfortunately had to take enforcement action against after repeatedly warning them, trying to get them in compliance, and unfortunately we had to get to a place where there was a need for enforcement.
2 other dispensaries are also facing a combined $20,000 in fines.